the right amount of blood, she would die. On a regular, females experience what is called menstruation on a monthly basis, where they lose blood from the female area. But this is normally to show that females, you're productive. This is normally accompanied by cramps and severe pain. I imagine this woman going through every day for 12 years what my mother went through. Imagine her for 12 years going through what females go through on a monthly basis. I imagine the endless pain and the prolonged agony. No one likes pain or to be sick for too long. There is just something about being in the same situation for a long time. It's just not pleasant. There's something about getting up every day and things are just the same way they were yesterday. No relief. Sometimes I remember my mother crying and say, I wish I could fall asleep just to escape the pain. She rolled at night, 11, 12, 1 o'clock. She rolled and she ripped her clothes up and she cried, I wish I could fall asleep just to avoid the pain. Every day you get up, you're in the same condition. You wake with the anxiety and the longing for change. This is what the woman endured for 12 long years. We're talking about 4 Ds. Desperate, deceived, despised, and denied. Because the woman was in pain for so many years, she was desperate for healing. She was determined to do whatever that it takes for her healing. She tried everything, but nothing worked. The text says, next slide. The text says, she suffered many things from many physicians. She had spent all she had and was no better but grew worse. I imagine she was tired of living in the pain and just could not bear it anymore. For this, there was nothing that was too valuable for her to give just to become better. I can imagine some persons ask the question, what's the sense of living when I'm in this type of situation? Sometimes being in a certain situation for a long time can cause you to lose appreciation for the value of life. Being in the same situation can cause individuals to lose hope. For some it's poverty. For some it's the state of the economy. You are imagine not being able to feed your children. Imagine your children is crying and crying, Mommy, Daddy, I'm hungry. Well, that time to be touching, the people had this idea that they could touch Jesus. The people had this idea that if they touched someone that was of great power, they could be healed. The people had the idea that if they touched Alexander the Great, because of his power, because of his great power, they thought that they could be healed. Chapter 5, verse 50. It says, inasmuch that they brought forth the sick unto the streets, and laid them on beds and couches, that at the least shadow of Peter passing by night overshadowed them, some of them. Next text. But the angel of the Lord by night opened the prison doors and brought them forth and said, I think that got mixed up. But the basic idea is they thought if they could touch Peter, they could heal, they could become healed. They thought if they touched Jesus, they would become healed. But the healing was not in the touch. It was in the faith. You might ask, why did did Jesus call out the woman? Was it to expose her to him in faith? Jesus didn't want the people to fall into the misconception. So he cleared up the misconception and said, woman, thy faith. It was a demonstration. He used it as a demonstration to those around him to say, this is the faith. It is often after Jesus heals someone, we read it right through the Gospels. After he heals someone, he says, your faith has made you whole. Not because of the touch, but faith. But faith, friends, in our school, I don't know who this is for. But somebody here is struggling and you keep on going to the wrong people with the wrong problem. Somebody is struggling with something. I don't know who I'm talking to. Somebody keep on depending on their money, thinking that money can save him. But right here, it shows that the woman's money could not save her. I heard many stories of rich people, as soon as they got sick, it took all the money, but still the money could not save them. What do you do when money cannot save you? What do you do when the government cannot save you? What do you do when society cannot save you? What do you do when even church fails? Jesus never fails. I said to you yesterday, come to church and not come to God and not to church, because the church has problems, but God has no problems. A lot of us come to church expecting for the church to solve our problems, and when our expectations are not met, we go back out there and say, it's pure hypocrite in church. Oh, because I believe, this is my belief, when you're focused more on Jesus, you find less problems with the church. It is because your focus is in the wrong place where you find so much problems with the church. I don't know who I'm talking to. I don't know who needs to press towards Jesus. As you stand with me and sing the song, Fill My Cup, Lord. I'm going to invite the praise team to sing that song, Fill My Cup, Lord. I don't know who needs to press towards the altar. I don't know who needs to press towards Jesus. But I'm inviting somebody to come when your head hits a dying pillow. Your money cannot save you. Only Jesus can save you. When the pain begins to hit, when the fountain of your frustration begins to flow, and the floods erupt,